All right, so let's talk a little bit about 100 Thieves. I'm wearing a hoodie. If you guys obviously can't, if you're listening to this, I'm wearing what I didn't know about is these are actual continents.
No, so
what planet are these continents?
no, so that's
from?
our geography print, and what's really interesting about
it's like made for mathematics.
yeah,
Yeah.
Trigonometry.
I'm really good at geometry.
No, so it's just like a snowflake. Every hoodie has its own unique print on it, and I don't know, it's just something about it that caught my eye when we received the design from Evan Eckert.
Yeah,
I loved it, and I was like, we need to get that on a hoodie. But I would say the biggest challenge for us, with 100 Thieves Apparel, is everybody wants to know where it's at. It's like, when can we buy it? And I would definitely, I've said this in a vlog before, I definitely think that exclusivity was part of our marketing strategy for sure. But now we want to get this in your hands. And what people don't understand is, and you can know this better than anybody else, man, we spent probably about 6 months, making sure that we had our brand identity in the place that we wanted it to be. But not only that, the quality of the apparel.
It's good.
Because everybody else right now, like influencers and creators and teams, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but they go to like third-party productions that create these things in mass quantities, and it's cheap material, so you have better margins, this, that, and the other. And with this stuff, like we source like all of our orders with like independent factories, and we pay a high high cost of goods. This is a 20-ounce like cotton terry hoodie that it's like Kanye West sells Gildan.
Yeah.
I love at
Gildan's good. I'm wearing a Gildan shirt right now.
Kanye is an incredible innovator for fashion, and aspirationally, like those are people, like the Supremes and the Kith. Those are what we look up to.
Give me a Kith.
But yeah, man, apparel is probably one of our biggest focuses of our company, and it just took us some time to get it all together. But now, we have a collection dropping in the first week of October. Then we'll have something in December. We're really gonna get rolling, and I'm excited about it, man.
Yeah,
it's like it was the original motivation behind 100 Thieves.
Yeah, so I like the path that you have taken your business in. Obviously it was an apparel brand, and then an opportunity arose where it could become like an esports organization. I think it's dope that you launched it on something that you always wanted to do, because you always talked about how you wanted to do like fashion. So when you dropped the name, I'm like, all right, dope name, cool. And then when you started like really pushing the product the way that it should be pushed, in my opinion, as a literal brand of streetwear, and not so heavily drowned in esports or gaming, I thought that was like a really solid move.
Well, I appreciate that. And that means a lot coming from you. I tell this to all of our investors. I tell this to everybody that we hire. I tell this to everybody that wants to know more about 100 Thieves. I don't think there's anything wrong with influencers like coming out with apparel that's based off of their brand, right?
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with that. But for me personally, I just didn't think Nadeshot was cool enough. And at some point I sold shirts. Mm-hmm. They did really well. And at that time I was really proud of it.
Yeah.
But as you get older and evolve and grow, and things become less important and more important to you, I just wanted to create something that, one, I actually thought was really, really cool, me at that current time. Two, something that actually meant something, take what's not given 100% of everything you do.
Yeah.
And then three, had a good ring to it, and I think it's something that other people could be a part of and support and actually believed in as well.
Yeah.
And just Nadeshot wasn't that. And Nadeshot was just so singular to me, but like 100 Thieves is all encompassing to a collective of people, because I think a lot of people share the same sentiment.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing a collab between Nadeshot and 100 Thieves? Or is that down the line?
No, we've thought about doing like 100 Thieves collaborations with other content creators and personalities. There was actually a time where we were trying to figure out if it would be more beneficial to have like 100 Thieves be like the Nike of esports, or like the Adidas.
Don't say it like that, please. You're in America.
Adidas. It's an inside joke.
It irks me.
At the end of the day, there will be collaborations between 100 Thieves and different brands and different personalities, and I'm excited for those.
Yeah.
But we're crawling before we can walk. We really want to hone in and focus on 100 Thieves, get a couple apparel drops out, really prove that the things that we're saying are true, the quality of it when you get it, the experience that you have. We just want to do everything right. I think that's the biggest thing. And it is no bullshit. This ain't no PR statement because I don't need to do this.
Right.
We wanted to get things right, and I'm doing everything in my power. We have a great team, taking our time. Maybe there'll be 100 Thieves Nadeshot. Just circle it all back. I don't mean to get too far off.
No, you're good.
But yeah.
Look, I will say this. Knowing you for as long as I've known you, you've never done anything half-assed where maybe I was going to say champs and HBR, but it's just a dumb joke. But you have.
We should have won that event. Damn.
But you have done it, and you've done it the right way, and somebody as self-conscious about like everything that you do, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Like helps in some situations. In some situations, you maybe should shot quicker, zig before you should have zagged.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But in this case, I think is working to your benefit to be meticulous about the things that you're dropping. I like it, and I was saying in my vlog earlier that I'm Optic till I die. Period. There's no other team that I'll ever support. But in this case, obviously, you being my brother the way that you are, I think that like nobody would ever say like if they saw me wearing like an Envy shirt or a FaZe jersey or a Liquid anything, then obviously they'd be like, ooh, you traitor. But if I wear this, I think the Green Wall will be okay with that.
Absolutely, I would hope so too, man. Because the Green Wall was a big part of my success as well.
Yeah.
So. Hey, we're
and look, I think
moving along.
Yeah, look, I want to welcome you to to Call of Duty. That's and I don't think you need any welcomes. You know what I'm saying? I think, and I was talking about how there could like right now there couldn't be a ninja if the Nadeshot would have never happened, because when you blew up the way that you blew up, it was something that no one had ever seen before.
Well, I appreciate that.
I remember people thinking, and you were eating chicken nuggets one time. And you had like 10,000 people watching you eating chicken nuggets. and I remember specifically it was Nameless who tweeted, I was like, this fool's got 10,000 people watching him eat chicken nuggets. Like, what the is going on? And that's when I think that would have been like the place or the time where people would have been like, oh shit, they're watching him for him and not Call of Duty. They're watching him for him because of the personality. And like I always tell this, and we talk about it in the book and all that what made Optic was the fact that we were very smart in transcending what we needed to transcend when we needed to transcend. When we were big in Call of Duty, we started playing Minecraft. And then we hooked up with Tom, and that blew everybody up to like proportions that we never seen. We transcended Call of Duty in a sense. And then when we were playing Minecraft and we were doing the gaming thing, we started doing the vlogs and the skits and that sort of thing. And then again, we transcended video games as a whole, and then we brought this sort of like new like lifestyle sort of situation to it. And now you with the apparel, I think that's like the next iteration. And I mean, if you and you don't have to tell me obviously, but what is your with apparel? What's the next step? Where do you want to be with that in terms of that? Because until when you said I want to be the Nike of that and collab with our creators, I was like, that's actually a good idea. Like nobody's doing that. You see people like good people like EGL, you see good people like Hitpoint and them doing that, but they're not necessarily a brand the way that Nadeshot's a brand and now 100 Thieves is a brand.
I mean, even like mainstream is figuring out like influencers drive brands now.
Yeah.
With social media and how polarizing individuals are with the social media followings that they're able to amass, like influencers are brands. And so it's really difficult for companies like EGL or MetaThreads or any of these third party suppliers of gear that for esports teams and individuals to like really become something of their own.
Yeah.
Like they're always going to be part of the collective of the people that they represent. And it's just important to understand that at the end of the day, I actually lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
100 Thieves collab with other influencers and why third-party collectives can't.
I had something really
happens to me all the time.
Damn, as I became more descriptive, I forgot what I was going to say. The next step for 100 Thieves and apparel, I think it really comes within. A lot of people like to ask me. We've had a lot of meetings lately where what are you going to see 100 Thieves in 5 years?
Yeah.
And I don't have an answer for him because
we're gonna see technology in 5 years.
Well, I wouldn't say it's as outlandish of the question as that because I can't answer that. But 100 Thieves, I think, is just the concept of it is evolving every single day. There's always something where we had an idea And then the next day, that idea doesn't make as much sense as the day we had it. And so for apparel, I just want to come out. I mean, the goal really, to be honest with you, is not that complex or different. You know, I want to come out with things that I think is cool. Like that was the original mindset behind 100 Thieves. And maybe it's to a fault where it's, if you go and talk to some of these fashion moguls or entrepreneurs where you ask them about fashion and they'll give you like some transcendent, you know, forward thinking thought about fashion. I don't have those conceptual ideas where I'm thinking to myself, this is going to change the world.
Yeah, me either.
I just have things that I think are really cool, and in the past people have thought are really cool, and so I'm creating stuff for me. I mean, and that's what I've always done. You know, I create stuff that pushes me and challenges me and that I would want to represent myself or be a part of, and then by association people have wanted to be a part of it in the past.
Yeah.
And I guess that's been where I've felt really lucky in my lifetime, because everything that I've done is always, I'm just always challenging myself. You know, that's why I switched from like a G7X recording at like 720p to like a 4K camera vlog before most people did. Yeah. You know, I was just, I'm to a fault. I just like to always set the bar higher for myself. And that becomes just self-destructive in a way where I don't continue to create at the capacity that I used to, or like the bandwidth that I used to. It's just everything becomes more, I just want to one up myself over and over and over, and that becomes harder and harder and harder. But like to circle it all back, you know, with apparel, I don't know what it's going to turn into. I'm just going to create stuff that I think is really cool, and hopefully people think it's cool too.